OpenAI has introduced a novel approach to mitigate AI errors and inaccuracies, which are often characterized by false statements. One notable instance was when Google's AI erroneously claimed that the James Webb Telescope was launched in 2009. Similarly, ChatGPT occasionally referenced fictitious legal cases. These slip-ups not only lead to confusion, but can also have detrimental consequences. To address this issue, OpenAI has developed a training technique called process supervision. In contrast to the previous method that solely focused on the final output, process supervision rewards AI for each accurate reasoning step. This approach facilitates learning from mistakes, enhances logical thinking, and promotes transparency, enabling us to gain a better understanding of AI's cognitive processes. OpenAI conducted a comparative study using a mathematical problem-solving task to evaluate the effectiveness of process supervision. They compared the performance of an AI trained using the traditional method with one trained using process supervision. The results were remarkable. The process-supervised AI exhibited fewer errors, generated solutions more akin to human reasoning, and demonstrated a reduced likelihood of producing incorrect information or hallucinations. Undoubtedly, this represents a significant advancement in AI's accuracy and reliability. In this video, I will provide a comprehensive breakdown of process supervision, elucidating its meaning, operation, and why it surpasses outcome supervision. We will delve into its impact on mathematical reasoning, as well as its ability to minimize hallucinations in AI models. Furthermore, we will explore the advantages and disadvantages of this new training approach and its implications for OpenAI and its future products. Ensure you watch the video in its entirety, and if you find it informative, please leave a like and subscribe for more AI-related content, including updates on the latest technological advancements. Without further ado, let's commence. Process supervision represents a novel training method for AI models, wherein each correct step of reasoning is rewarded, rather than solely focusing on the ultimate conclusion. The underlying concept involves providing feedback for each individual thought process that leads to a solution or answer. This feedback can be positive or negative, depending on the accuracy of each step as determined by human judgment. To illustrate, consider the example of training an AI model to solve a mathematical problem involving two equations. The sum of x and y equals 12, and the difference between x and y equals 4. The objective is to determine the product of x and y by combining the results of these equations. According to human logic and mathematical rules, we find that twice x equals 16, simplifying to x being 8. Substituting this value into the sum equation, we deduce that y must be 4. Consequently, multiplying x and y, 8 and 4 respectively, yields the answer of 32. Each of these steps adheres to human reasoning and mathematical principles, and thus each step would receive positive feedback from a human supervisor. Similarly, the final answer, 32, would also be deemed correct by human judgment and consequently receive positive feedback. However, if we were to train an AI model using outcome supervision instead of process supervision, the feedback provided would only be based on the correctness of the final answer as determined by human judgment. This approach disregards the model's reasoning process, neglecting to consider the logical steps taken to reach the answer. For instance, if an AI model using outcome supervision generated the answer that the product of x and y is 40, this would be deemed incorrect by human judgment and receive negative feedback. Unfortunately, without insights into the model's methodology, we cannot pinpoint where it went wrong or if it made an error during one of the steps, leaving us unable to evaluate its work. This is precisely where process supervision proves invaluable. It allows us to observe the model's thinking and reasoning process, empowering us to rectify any mistakes made along the way and guide it towards a correct solution or answer. The approach involves training a reward model that offers feedback at every stage of reasoning based on human annotations. This reward model, an AI system capable of assigning numerical values to inputs, determines whether they are desirable or undesirable. For instance, when applied to solving math problems, the reward model assigns a positive value, +1, to each correct step according to human logic and math rules, while assigning a negative value, -1, to any incorrect step. To train this reward model for evaluating mathematical reasoning, a dataset of annotated mathematical problems is utilized. Each step of problem solving is combined with a reward indicating its alignment with correct reasoning. Correct steps, such as addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, or solving for variables, receive positive rewards. By employing techniques like gradient descent, the reward model is trained on this dataset, learning to assign appropriate rewards for new examples. In addition to the reward model, there is an AI model called ChatGPT-Math, which is specifically designed to solve math problems using natural language. The plan is to train ChatGPT-Math using a process called supervision with the reward model. Unsolved math problems are presented to ChatGPT-Math, which generates solution steps. After each step, the reward model provides feedback, granting positive rewards for correct steps and offering hints for the next logical step. ChatGPT-Math utilizes these hints to progress towards the solution. This iterative process continues until the problem is completely solved, with each correct step earning rewards and further guidance. By learning from its outputs and the feedback from the reward model, ChatGPT-Math aligns its problem-solving approach with human logic and mathematical rules. It also exhibits transparency and trustworthiness by presenting its work and reasoning using natural language, setting it apart from models that only provide final answers without any explanations. This methodology is referred to as process supervision. Every step yields superior results for several reasons. For example, instead of solely inspecting the final outcome, overseeing each individual stage proves more effective. This approach enhances performance and enables the model to learn from its errors. Merely scrutinizing the end result fails to consider the process of obtaining the answer. By monitoring each step closely, mistakes and incorrect data can be avoided as the model receives feedback throughout. If we only focus on the final answer, some errors may slip through undetected. Furthermore, diligent monitoring of every step clarifies the model's thought process and instills trust in people. Merely observing the ultimate outcome does not provide an explanation of the reasoning behind it. Ultimately, this step-by-step monitoring prompts the model to think in a manner akin to humans, aligning its responses more closely with our expectations. Relying solely on the final result could lead the model to adopt a thinking approach that diverges from our own. Nonetheless, process supervision is not flawless and requires addressing certain issues. One challenge is the increased computational power and time necessary compared to simply checking the final answer. It's analogous to grading each step of a math problem, not just the result, which can make training large AI systems more expensive. Additionally, this approach may not be applicable to all problems, especially those lacking a singular, clearly defined thinking path or requiring more creativity than this method allows. There are also concerns about whether this approach can prevent errors in real-world scenarios where data is imperfect or the model encounters novel and complex situations. As for the future of AI training, OpenAI has released a substantial dataset comprising human feedback for solving various math problems at each step. This dataset can be utilized to train new models or evaluate existing ones. Although the timeline for implementing this data into AI models remains uncertain, given OpenAI's track record, it wouldn't be surprising if it happened soon. Imagine if AI could articulate the reasoning behind its outputs, solving math problems accurately without fabricated information, and presenting its steps in an understandable manner. Such training methods could extend beyond mathematics and aid AI models in generating summaries, translations, stories, code, jokes, and more. Moreover, they could assist AI models in answering questions, fact-checking, and constructing arguments. This approach has the potential to enhance the quality and dependability of AI by rewarding each correct step, not just the final outcome. It can foster transparency in AI systems by elucidating their work processes and explaining their reasoning. Ultimately, this could lead to AI systems capable of communicating with people in a comprehensible and trustworthy manner. I hope you found this analysis informative. If you enjoyed this content, kindly give it a thumbs up and remember to subscribe for more insightful discussions on the latest advancements in AI technology. Until next time, keep questioning, keep exploring, and let's continue this journey into AI together.